Hey guys, wearing my blouse thing, my mid-century sleigh that I bought in my last vlog about sewing and upcycling. If you want to check that out, go check it out. But it's a new week. It's October, as we know. I'm doing the art challenges. If you don't know about them, they're basically heaps of different like popular well-known artists put out lists for prompts for each day of October for people to draw or to paint or like literally anything creative, but using those prompts. And it's a really lovely way that like we come together as an art community. It's a really nice way for your art to kind of be seen. You know, usually you get a few more people looking at your art and just things like that. It's really nice. I personally love looking at everyone's art, and I try my best to comment on people's stuff and like them. Always follow a few new people. Definitely a very wholesome thing to have from the internet, and it's a big part of why I love October and why it's my favorite month. We're up to day 7. I have not done day 6, but I did day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to show you my 5 days and talk about what I like about them, what I don't, and then reflect on my approach from now on, because I'm going to switch things up. What I've been doing so far, I've been making everything digitally on my iPad on Procreate, which is like a one-off. You buy it, I don't know how much it is anymore, it's maybe like $40 now. Anyway, but you buy it and then you don't have to pay for anything ever again. It's so much more cheap than like Photoshop, and a lot of artists and professional artists use it, so would recommend. Anyway, not into that right now. This is the first artwork I made, okay? So the prompt was fan art, and I don't know if you can tell or if you guys watch this, but I did Princess Bubblegum and Marceline from Adventure Time. If you don't know and you're new here, Adventure Time is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love it. I feel like it's so cool. If you don't know much about it, it's a cartoon that grows with the audience, and I grew up watching it, and it starts to become really a lot more adult, and it's so funny, and like I use this word a lot, but like it's very whimsical and like joyful, and it's basically the epitome of all the things I love. It's so artistic and cool, and the person who made it is just so clever, and the plot really starts plotting. So if you want to watch just like something that you can have it on the background at times but then also like lock in, I would definitely recommend watching the whole thing. It's definitely a labor of love to watch it, because it's literally like what, 9 seasons or something like that. It's like a very long, but couldn't recommend it enough. I love it. Anyway, I've just realized my mic's not on, but I'm gonna put it on now because it will improve the audio. My bad. Anyways, so really great show. I love Marceline and Bonnabelle. They're so cool. And like, they're like, if you know kind of thing. It's just like, yeah, of course I did that for fan art. And I like this. Now, this is the problem I'm having. I feel like this is just like a general problem artists have. Like, I have such like intense visions of what I want to do and have such cool like ideas that I want to do, but my skill level is not there yet. And there's a few things about this one in particular that I just it's not quite what I wanted. But I also think like I need to not be too much of a perfectionist, because it is cool. I do like this, and I think it was a really good first one to do. Just about details, I really love Marceline's tattoos, and if you can see on her hand, she's got like Bonnie on it, and I just love that. I do tattoos quite a lot on like people in my art, and I really love doing tattoos. I feel like it's such a fun little detail sometimes, and sometimes it actually just like makes my art, and it was boring before I put the tattoos. So very cool. I don't have tattoos myself, but I do love tattoos. They're very cool. Anyways, I mean, I like Bonnie's hair because I feel like it looks like bubblegum, and I like the crazed look in her eye. I like, for me, I like on my Instagram, I've put this picture with Let It Happen by Tame Impala, and that's a real like cinematic, like crazy stuff is going down song. When I look at this artwork, I imagine like a real crazy action scene with that song playing, and like maybe Marceline gets like possessed in some way from her dad or something like that. Like, I'm thinking of like a more of an adult show, obviously, but I don't know, I just like, I can imagine a really cool action scene with them and looking kind of like that style. Anyway, cool. I wish I could make it, but that would take probably years of animating, which I'm not willing to do. That is why I love having Instagram, and if they ever get rid of the music feature, I'll be so upset, because for me, the music that plays over the song is such a big part of it, and like it actually brings it to life. If you want to look at my art, definitely go onto my Instagram, because it really matters, the music that I put with it. And Let It Happen was such a fun, like, because I hadn't listened to it since I was a teenager, but I had it on my headphones and I was like dancing, and I was like, I was having a moment. Like, it is such a cool song, and it like just keeps going, but it works. Anyway, it's kind of like one of those songs like you just feel like a main character when you're listening to it. Anyway, we move on. That's just day one. Okay, day two I hadn't done, and I just quickly did this. Like, this didn't take long in terms of like my digital art and how long it usually takes. This only probably took an hour or so, but I love this. It's my little ghost. I actually really like the way this turned out, and like the simplicity and with the halftone texture that I use, like I actually really like it. I can imagine it being like a risograph print. So the prompt was shoesies. So shoes, also from ARTOBER, if you know that person, The Flesh on Instagram. Really cool digital artist. If you haven't seen them before, definitely go check them out. I think it's like flesh.png or something like that. So I just did these fun little like elf whimsical kind of shoes, and then these crazy legs, and then a ghost. And I just really like the movement in this, and it's simple, but I feel like it really catches a whimsical vibe. I love having like a red sun or moon in an artwork too. I feel like it just really adds to the ambience. And I love the colors I chose in this. I really like this one. I think this was one of like people liked this one, and it's funny because like I put so much effort into the other one, but I feel like this one was probably more liked, and that's fine. But it's just it's funny how this is why I need to kind of think about like my approach to these challenges, and we'll go into more of that later. Anyway, but I really liked this one. This was really fun. Next one. Okay, this one was Fruit Merchant, and like through Instagram, like this month for this day, I randomly found that artist Kawafi, and they've done a prompt list, and it's so fun and like really like fantasy vibes, which I love. So I really am happy that I found them. But this one I really like. This is Fruit Merchant. So I'll just show you my blurb that I put with it on Instagram. So Fruit Merchant, a fruity fruit merchant angrily inspecting a suspected radish, non-fruit. How did the radish get into her stall? Did someone leave it there with sinister intent? Is the radish sentient? So that's my little blurb to go with it, which I like. Like how I've talked about before, I love having like story elements, and I think the more I develop my art, the better I get at like telling a story through my art. Like I see this way in the future because I feel like there's a lot of work for me to do like with my practice. But I would really love to illustrate something, like a book. That would be so cool. Or write my own children's book. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that at some point. But it would be so amazing. And also I just like love comics. I love movie and film. Like I love storytelling. It's just like something I'm really interested in, like making art that does weave in story elements and it tells a story. Like I love it when it feels like it exists in a world. And I think that kind of adds to the music element with my art too that I like. So that was the fourth one. I really like that one. I think one of the main things I like about it is kind of like like my use of halftone, like the texture looks really cool in that one. I love the words. I feel like I've done the words in a way that it doesn't, like, because sometimes when you put words in art, like it looks a bit tacky and it doesn't look like it's a part of the artwork, but I think I've done a good job with the typography. And I love the radish and the color and the little like zingy like lightning bolts and stars that are coming off the radish. I just feel like it's really cool. I really like this one. This is probably my favorite, maybe. It's simple, but I just really like it. Next, Okay, guys, this is when everything went crazy. Quite honestly, I didn't have time to do it. I had a really busy day this day, but I had an idea that I really liked, and I would love to redo this again and do it justice, because I love the little idea. It's like so random, but it's fun. The prompt was Ginham from Peachtober, so for a little Peach. She's actually an Australian artist, which is, it's nice. It's nice to have successful Australian artist. So my idea was like a little gingham, I'm just gonna put it down, I'll show you up on here, like a little gingham like camouflage suit, and like the trees are gingham too, like just, I don't know, I really like that idea. And I was worried from the start with this one because I knew I didn't have much time, and this is kind of like what I want to talk about is I don't have a good like methodical way to make my art, especially when it comes to digital. I feel like I'm always like, it's such an experimental process and everything is so like trial and error, and I don't have like a way to do art. And this really showed in this artwork because I didn't make what I really wanted to make, and I don't like the result. Like I keep on wanting to get rid of the artwork and taking it down because I
I don't like the way it looks, and I feel like it doesn't look like I am a professional digital artist. Maybe the others don't to you either, but like for me, I can see like that just looks not right. But people liked it. Like I still got some really nice compliments on it. But I don't know, I really don't like it. Just could have done better. I know I could have done it better. And the finish is just weird. There's so much I don't like about it. What I would like to do, and I probably will just do this just for my own satisfaction, is I might like change it and like repost it and maybe even make it just into like a little sticker. We'll see. It's definitely cute and the idea is really cute. It's just the way it was done. It really it's unsatisfying to me, and I do not want it on my feed, but I'm gonna leave it because I don't have to be a perfectionist. I don't. Like, I literally don't. Like, this is supposed to be fun. But this also was kind of like when I started to struggle and I didn't feel as like happy with the things I was making. And I will say, doing something like this, even though I'm talking about how lovely it is, and it is so lovely to have art community and like look at all this art, it's definitely a breeding ground for also comparison and feeling like you were not good enough and like no one likes your art. And like I know they kind of combat each other, because it's also like my art's getting attention and you get more people looking at your art and all this stuff, but then at the same time you have so many people to compare your art to, even like the creative ideas people have and their execution and their style. And I just want to talk about that because I feel like I naturally just stray from those kind of themes, because I don't know, I do genuinely want to like make positive videos and like be uplifting. Like that's definitely, and I think that's what I do anyway, but I think it's also important, and I think a lot of good artists do talk about the struggle with comparison and things like that. And I like, after I made that artwork, I was struggling and feeling like bad about my art, just feeling this sense of like, oh, I'm not very good. And I hate that. Like, I'm all about being kind to yourself. I feel like you probably can grasp that from like just what I talk about and how I talk about myself on here. Like, I never want to be mean to myself, and I never want to put myself down. And that also goes to like the people around me. Like, I never want to put people down, and I never want to kind of like model those behaviors, because I think a lot of people do talk really meanly to themselves, and I really want to be a part of like modeling better behavior, because like whether people grow up with it with their parents, or you just like, I guess just like it's kind of normal in society to like be mean to yourself and like talk down on yourself. But I'm not about that here. I really want to like uplift people and uplift myself. That's what I kind of started my like thoughts of like, I need to take a break from this today. And I think even talking about it now, it's like important. It's important to talk about, because it's like I'm not consciously doing it, but like subconsciously I start to feel bad about my art. And like, at the end of the day, it's just great that I'm making something. I've improved so much over the last few years, and I make art I really love, and I think my art is worth being seen. And I think even if it's a few people, it does bring people joy, and I think it does encapsulate this like fantastical, whimsical world that I want to portray. And it's just like, that's all that matters. And even if my art was literally terrible, it wouldn't matter, because it's just like, at the end of the day, you're just trying to express yourself and have fun, and that is what it is all about. I think that's just like really important, and like really beautiful to keep telling yourself that if you were doing the art challenges, you're just here to have fun and express yourself. And even if you do have like creative and professional goals, which I do, but it's also like, I don't want that career if through the whole way I am being mean to myself and I am working like so hard that I hate it, and I hate my art the whole time, and like I feel like I'm not good enough the whole time. Like, I don't want that. I don't want the career. I don't want that life. I like have to remind myself sometimes that like it isn't worth it. Like, if the cost of having success in my art career is to be really critical and not like love myself where I'm at and love my art where I'm at, like, I do not want that career. Bye-bye. Let me fail. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's important. Big rant off that, but that was how I'm feeling. So this next one, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I still wanted to make art, so I did. But I'm happy after this I've taken a break, because even if people liked this, like a few people were really like, wow, I love this, I don't like this one that much either, but I'm happy I made it. This one was touch grass. This one, again, like I was really struggling with like my approach. I wanted to look like an illustration, and it started off like that, and then it didn't look good, so I ended up doing like lots of edits and like putting my photography over it and like doing lots of layering. I think it is effective, and it looks really, like, those layers look really pretty. I'm not completely happy with it, but that was my last one. Also, that the song playing is Aurora. I'm gonna play a tiny bit of it. I will say that song to play with, that, perfect. Genius core. I really love that song with it. I feel like it really portrays the dreaminess that I wanted to. But yeah, they were my artwork so far. Now, I actually was intending to make this part of the video just like one section, but I've talked so much, like, and it's already 25 minutes. So I think I might leave this and maybe just put this as a little video. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you my new approach. So I'm getting burnt out with doing digital art, and I do think like the fact that I can't really make what's in my head is weighing on me a little bit. And it's also, digital art takes a really long time. It can take me like 3-4 hours to make something, you know, which is a lot of time, and it's not feasible that I keep doing it. And because I feel like I'm hitting a roadblock and starting to be quite negative, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift, try and make some physical artworks, like using my gouache that I've bought recently. Or I feel like it will be just good for me and my mental health to just shift and do something different. And also just like, maybe I feel like I just need to be a bit more mindful of my mindset. But yeah, I have made 2 artworks I really like that are for different days. I really struggle with waiting. I just want to, when I make something, I want to just post it. I just like really hate waiting. But I'm really excited to show you the 2 other ones that I've made already, but they are going to be coming out like on the 12th or something, or the 15th, and then also the last freaking day of October in the 31st. So we've got ages until those ones will come out. But yeah, hopefully I'll make a few more. Go follow my Instagram, Garden of Milli. I'd really appreciate support. I also really appreciate support on YouTube. I say it every video, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. But if you'd like to see more of my art and just me creatively, my Instagram is there. Yeah, like I said, I think this is just going to be one whole video of me just talking about this stuff, and then I will start making some physical art vlogging of what the physical artworks I'm going to make, and that will be a separate video. I hope you guys are, like, if you're creative, do a bit of Artober, like send it to me on Instagram. I want to see your art and celebrate with you, especially if you are shy about your art or you don't feel good enough, because like making art is just so cool and it's so rewarding, and it's what the world needs. We need more art and people being creative, and that's gonna make the world a better place. Anyway, see you guys.